All right. So it's live. It's probably not going to change on your side, but
yeah, I can't see a thing.
Okay. Let's see. We'll wait on a couple people.
Very good. I'm excited. I'm not being rude in texting or anything.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I do want to get on Facebook and find it.
I see one viewer. Hello.
Oh, look at that. I think I'm that viewer.
Like, hello. We'll give everybody a couple minutes to pop in. I know Nigel was like, I gotta catch this. So I'm gonna
yes. Very good.
in a minute.
Very good. Oh, I like it. There's a bit of a delay.
There she is.
She's on. Oh, that's hilarious.
Hey, she says, hey, Tika.
I won't be able to get. Hey, honey. Oh, look at there. Hey, girl. Okay. Well, let's see. How does that work? So I'm gonna look. I get it.
Huh?
This is really cool.
What's that?
Like I can see us over here, so I can read the comments.
Oh, you can. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Hey, Naja girl. Oh.
Naja said she's getting to send me in person. Yes. Oh, Naja, wow, ain't nobody really on just yet. Just a quick check-in, not to call you out or nothing, but I'm gonna need that vision board.
Get on her.
Updated version, please, ma'am. Oh man.
Let's see. So what I'll do is wait until about maybe 6:05 to give a couple more people to get on. I think it's 6:02 on my end.
Okay.
I got an alarm. Oh, there we go. Look, Naja, I don't never see Tika either, so this is great.
Uh-oh.
Welcome, everybody. I'm just giving people a couple more minutes to hop on before we get started. We do have a special guest tonight.
Makes
me so weird to say tonight, but it is 6 o'clock. So, we'll wait before I introduce her.
This is great. There's a big delay though.
Is it?
Yeah. Because like on the live, you and I are still laughing.
Yeah, that is a few minutes, huh?
So there's
still on now?
I'm still on, and Jada and the Naja. Now, why Naja didn't say anything? Like I told her. I guess because I called her out, but
she put those smiley face.
Did.
Mm-hmm. Look, there you go.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see that. Hi, Miss Jada.
Is that Dr. Quinn?
Ooh, Dr. Quinn, the medicine woman.
Is it Jada Quinn? I don't
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good idea to pull it up on my phone. That's a good idea. Well,
you're already doing multiple things, so that's tough.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I would like to see who pops up. It doesn't show unless they comment.
Yeah, that's true because I see.
Yeah, so that's the unfortunate part. So you're right.
We have Miss Kendra Robinson.
Hello, Miss Kendra. Let me see. About another minute or so, and we'll get started. Tika, you're so smart.
Definitely not. Not at all. It sounds great on the phone. Thank you. Dr. Naja says so. Thank you, dear.
Now
so I can hear whatever you have. You have
yeah, so we're not gonna worry about it. Okay, all right. So we'll go ahead and just get started. For those of you who have joined, I appreciate you guys for watching. I kind of wanted to do a little different today, not so medical, just more of an everyday life thing. And I just kind of want to first introduce Miss Tika. This is Miss Tika Duncan. He is my personal life coach, but if y'all need one, y'all better go to him. But at the bottom of the screen, you can kind of see the information going across. He has a little word for us today, just some motivation, encouragement. But I wanted to just do this in case, there's somebody out there who is just dealing with being a new mom or a mom in general. Mom guilt is real. And moving forward, trying to still accomplish goals that you have set for yourself. I want to make sure that we can give some advice to kind of keep moving forward. Naja says it's sounding a little jumbled.
Oh, I thought she said it sounds very good. Jumbled now, huh?
Okay. Maybe it might be your feedback, Tika, on your phone.
Okay, can you hear that? I've turned it all the way down.
How is it now, Naja? I'll wait for her to respond. But anyway, so yes, I just wanted to kind of see, if people they have questions. They may have questions about how to move forward. Before I let you start, Tika, I'll just tell a little bit about myself. Most who don't know me, I am very active. I have 50 million ideas and goals in my head. And I am a new mom. I was only one, my son was one. But I still try to feel like I'm 25 again and want to try to hit all these goals. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a hustler. I set goals, I get them done. And so having a child has put I won't say stop, but it has slowed down things tremendously. It's slowed down to adjust to being a mom and still trying to achieve my goals is very, very hard. Has been very, very hard. So that's what Miss Tika has been there for me to help me try to sort out life. We talk every week. And just to help me understand that, you can still be a mom and still hit these goals or be whoever you're supposed to be, whoever you've been called to be. You just have to learn how to prioritize. And for me, that was very, very hard. Having a child put into the mix, not only has messed up sleep, it's just, that's where my time goes. So I have to do a lot of adjusting around his schedule to still do what I need to do. And so just trying to push through going back to school. I don't know why I went back to school. I just can't stay out of it. On top of being a nurse practitioner, going back to school, having a son, being married, being a wife, it's just a lot to juggle. So I just wanted this platform for anybody to ask questions to see how we get through this. I personally have to call my life coach. I have to talk to her weekly to make sure that things are still aligned and I'm being held accountable for things that I set goals for and achieve them. Because I'm still going to do what I've been called to do. I'm still working towards that. I may not get there as fast as I have planned to get there, but everything's a process. And just recently, I've learned that trying to juggle multiple things at once is good, and to learn to narrow things down and sit down and enjoy my now. So what are you going through right now that you need to sit down and enjoy? Don't be so eager to try to hit everything in the next month, because you have to give yourself time, you have to give yourself grace to move forward and be okay with taking your time to move forward. You have to stop spending time on things. Time to buy a house, time to have a kid, time to get married, time to be, be a doctor or go to school to do this. So we have to stop putting time on things, and that's been very hard adjustment for me, but I've done that.
Yes, you have. Yes,
so, let me see. A little more feedback again.
I don't have my stuff on. Let's see. How about this? Can you guys get in the chat and tell us what you're hearing, if you don't mind?
I've turned mine down just a little bit too.
Turn the volume down. The biggest thing I'm concerned about y'all hearing in the back is Coco Melon and the life. Yeah, exactly. Real life going on in the background, and I did that for a reason. You're right. But so if I do have to get up and excuse myself for a moment, it's because a pacifier fell out. I need to place that back in. my child's mouth. Okay. But Valia, can I go ahead and jump in if that's okay?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
So they say it's an echo when I talk. Let me see. Make sure my phone is off. Hey, Drell. And Facebook user, I'm sorry, I can't see who your name. I have to figure out how to see your name. I apologize. Well, go ahead, Tika. Go ahead.
Okay, so am I good? They can hear me okay?
Yeah, they just said it was an echo when I talk.
Okay, very good. Well, again, my name is Tika, and y'all, I'm in the middle of thinking, just really thinking about changing the title life coach, because I don't know anymore what it is called. What should I be called, or what I'm doing? All I know is that I love to encourage people to find their passions and to tap in them and to go after them like incredibly hard. So years ago, yes, that was like under life coach, and now I don't know, because I have learned more than anything to really go with the spirit of my life and with what I feel. So I'm feeling a change. But as Valia introduced me as her life coach, I met her some years ago, just a driven young lady who, one of my homeboys, he owned a couple of Edward Jones franchises. Well, he still does. And he was like, listen, I got this young girl, and I mean, literally, he was this young girl, and she is just all about her financial future. She is planning. I need you to help her talk to some things. I don't know if we were talking about, you weren't looking for grants back then. That wasn't you.
No.
You were wanting just some other goals in your life, just very driven. I was like, are you kidding? I was like, Mike, she's super young. And but I was so amazed because she had her goals in front of her. And I'm like, I don't even know what you need me for, because you have the goals, you got the path, and you're very driven. So that's how I met Valia. And long story short, I was like, hey, I can't shake her. She keeps, and I learned she's a perfectionist. I've never met anyone that's so much like, help me. I need more help. Just very big on self-help. And which is huge. And I love that about Valia. I've never seen anyone who desires to work more on themselves. So I honor you, Valia. You absolutely know I do. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So sometimes it's just laughable. I'm like, oh, what you do? What we're working on today? What you doing? What part of the world are we going after? So, but this topic, mommy guilt, I've wanted to discuss because I'm a mom, and not only am I a mom of a 14-year-old, I'm a new mom all over again. I have a 7-month-old. Excuse me. Can I go put a pacifier in that? Okay.
So yes, but I mean, just mommy guilt is real. I have it myself. Do I go to, you got to work.
You have to.
Leave your child all day long. It's real.
I felt like for the longest with my 13/14, because he's about to be 14-year-old, because I was in my 20s when I had him, I felt, well, how do you do this? Like, how do you even get back to you? And I honestly think it took me until he was like at 4, because I didn't have anyone to talk to me about what I was feeling. I was feeling just very lost. And I sort of keep telling Valia, I'm so proud of her, because I'm like, you're still going after your professional goals, your personal goals, your marital goals, and even mommy goals. You're doing it. That's amazing. You do not have to have it all figured out. None of us have it all figured out. But again, I wandered around for maybe 4 to 5 years before I was like, oh, I feel like myself again. I get it. I used to go to the gym. Oh, I used to have girlfriend time. Oh, I used to have me time, those things I began to recall. And then here's the funny thing, when I began to do those things, then the guilt came. Like, oh my gosh, I'm spending too much time on myself. Like my child at that time was with my husband. And I'm like, gosh, I'm not spending enough time with him. So this thing called guilt that we experience as mothers is real. And I don't think this is something that we are imagining at all. Mm-hmm. However, I think that we have to work on those tools to deal with it and to still keep thriving, not only just survive as mom, but to thrive. And how do you do that? And how do you do that right now in the midst of a pandemic? I am so fortunate to be able to, be very flexible with the type of work that I do. But what happens when your work isn't flexible and you're still trying to maintain mom and household? So, sometimes you can feel a little guilty about, well, why should I go after those dreams that I had when I was 19 or 21, or even my right now dreams? But I believe the truth of the matter in the why is because of who God created you to be. God gave us all divine purpose. And so many people are like, well, what's my purpose? I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know. I like to think when you find that thing that you're so passionate about, that thing that you would do for free, no one would have to pay you for it because you would do it. That's where you know your passion, your purpose, and your passion are connected. So when you can find that and you literally kind of go into the direction of that passion, your path is going to appear for you. Your path will, I don't want to use the word magically, but it is almost kind of like magic, it will appear. This movie I like to tell people about a good bit is dealing with Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail, I think it was. He's getting ready to make this huge, I guess it's like a leap, right? He's standing on one corner. I don't know, did I ever tell you to go see that video, Thalia?
No.
Okay, probably did not. I'll send it to you. And he's got to get from one side to the next. And all he sees is this dark, like this is darkness. And is there the bottom is so far that there is like no light. He can see nothing. But his instruction is to get from this point to the next point. And so he's freaking out. And then all of a sudden he's like, okay, let me take a deep breath. It says take a leap of faith. And he takes a leap of faith. He steps 1 foot out. He's like, oh my God, you can see his heart beating. And as he puts his foot out, the path magically appears. The path magically appears. The path was always there. It was just camouflaged. So when the camera does this different angle, you could actually see that it was there all along. And I feel that that path it's always been there for all of us who have that purpose and that passion. So I feel like I'm rambling, but there's my why.
These are these are nuggets.
These are good nuggets. Okay.
All of this stuff.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So I mean, like I said, I kind of wanted this to just be open for people. If anybody has any questions, or if you are comfortable sharing what you may be going through, maybe need a little encouragement, please drop it in the comments, and we can go from there. I hate that I'm echoing because I can hear it now.
Oh, you can hear the echo? Oh no. Okay. Well,
I'll turn it down. But I mainly just wanted to, like I said, have this open for anybody, and not just be so Medical Monday today. There's no medical tips today, other than if you have some anxiety, y'all, behavioral therapist, because I had what they call postpartum anxiety. After my son, when I was pregnant, I had separation anxiety. I've never experienced anxiety. I had separation anxiety, scared that something was going to happen to my husband, scared that I was going to be by myself. That got better once I had Josiah. When Josiah got here, my anxiety heightened. I was having very, very terrible visual dreams, and I've never told anyone else, but I'm being very transparent. I had terrible dreams that my son had passed in his sleep, and I could see him vividly. And I knew then, I was like, I gotta go get some help. So I went to the counseling center. Between her and Tika, I think Tika probably helped me the most, but this you're safe. But anyway, I realized then that as a mother, I was so, worried about Josiah, which granted, Josiah was born prematurely. We came home with a breathing issue. A lot of that kind of played into me having heightened anxiety, scared that something was going to. That is why now I'm like, how can I do other things and focus on my son is here. I have to do that. I have to take care of my son. And then it gets overwhelming because you're like, I know me as a go-getter. I'm like, I got to finish school. I got to open this up. I got to start this. And I still have to be a mother because that's priority, And so, my husband, but what I'm saying, over my work, my son is priority. So I just had to learn how to prioritize. And yes, a lot of things get done late at night. And I'm working on trying to get up earlier.
Good.
So I can get some things done as well.
How has that been going?
Oh, go ahead.
How's that been going? I know that's a challenge that we set out.
It's half going. I ain't gonna.
Okay, half going. So let me say this. Even with the whole theory of change, when it comes to making change, there's steps to making change because change does not occur overnight and change isn't easy. So it first starts with us giving some thought to, well, why do I need to make a change? Why should I even think about getting rid of my mommy guilt? Why should I think about it? And then you become a little ambivalent, halfway in and halfway out. Well, I should change it because I'm still a person. You know, I'm not just all mom. I'm still mom and the individual, you know, that I've been before I had the baby. And then the ambivalence is, well, but who are you, Tika? Or who are you to do this? You know, because ambivalence is real. It means you're just weighing both things and they're both the same. So then after you have the ambivalence, then there's some solid buy-in, which is when Valia began to make change. When she said, you know what, I'm going to get up early. So you make some actual change. So she started getting up at 5. If Josiah gets up at 6, so her thing is, I need to get up at 5 so that I can meditate, I can pray, I can get some physical activity in, and not feel like I'm rushing my day. And she does it for a while, right? And it happens and it helps because now she's got a little bit more me time in before her mommy time and before her day gets started. But then what happens? We fall off the bandwagon. You know, you relapse, so to speak, because this is all the theory of change that, you know, you fall off, but then we have the maintenance, which means we try again. So I would like to impose that, or to, I guess, leave everyone with this. Whenever you're trying to make a change, it's okay, but you're not so consistent right away. There are times you're going to fall off, but the biggest thing is get back on, keep trying again, and get someone that can hold you accountable, whether that's a coach, whether that's a friend, or, you know, text yourself, put it in your calendar a week or so ahead, put it in a month or so ahead. Are you still getting up on time? Like, I have these subtle reminders in my phone, like, oh my gosh, oops, yeah, I'm actually doing that. I can check it off. So I think that's a good thing to mention. You're getting up earlier.
Yes, I definitely fall off. I get like a week, then I fall off for a couple days, and back, you know, jumping back in. But I just, you know, I'm glad to be able to know, like, hey, I need to take some time for myself. And I actually heard this on Clubhouse. You know, a lot of times our culture, we don't like to hire help. You know, it's something, hey, girl.
You're so funny.
But so, you know, a lot of times our culture, we don't want to bring people in to assist. And the ladies on there, they were like, you know, we have nannies and we have, you know, a maid and a chef. Now, I ain't on big baller status like that to bring all those people in my house. But when it comes to, if you can afford, or if you know someone that is willing to help you, be okay with receiving help. And I don't necessarily want a nanny, but someone to come help me. Yes, ma'am. You know, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, come in and help me just make sure everything is straight. And that is something that's off my plate. You know, we try to do too much. We try to do everything. Like, you know, I was raised by a strong mama, so I tried it. I don't know how sis did it. Shout out to Becky because she is strong. And I'm like, Lord.
Malia, can I ask really quickly, on the Facebook Live, if you guys can kind of put in some of the things as moms, if you are a mom, you know, what are some of the things that you struggle with, you know, as what things you feel guilty about? And even if you aren't a mom, you know, you're thinking about being a mom, want to be a mom, what are some things that you think that you might feel guilty about? But let's just kind of put those things out there. Because I'm thinking of something right now. This baby, because she's new, she's 7 months, I feel guilty at times for wanting people to help me with her. Like, you know, because in the middle of this pandemic, I've not thought about her going to a daycare, you know, not yet anyway. So I've had her. And I feel guilty when I think about, well, you know, maybe I can go, have my sister watch her for a weekend or something. That I'm like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
My friends know that is me all the way. Let me tell you, we went away. Josiah was 1. We had been away 1 weekend. 1 weekend. Till this day, Josiah's 16 months old. We've been away. Well, matter of fact, 1 weekend and then 1 night he went to go stay with his grandma. Like, I don't want to ask y'all to help me, and my friends, they get on me. They do. I think we got a comment. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, they're same thing. I feel guilty leaving my son with someone else overnight. Me too.
Help us, God. We need help.
I really don't think it gets. Now, maybe when they 3 or 4 or 5 years old, I might just be like, I'm
going to tell y'all, even in my guilt, this is what I do. And one of my most favorite quotes, I don't know when I came up with it when I was going through something really hard. And the quote says, that which scares me the most, I will conquer it best. That which scares me most, I would conquer best, because I was dealing with something that was scaring the absolute everything out of me. But I kept, I have to face this. So this thing is big for me when it comes down to my child. And so I find myself, I'm not at a weekend yet, but guess what I'm doing, guys? I'm at an hour, I'm at 2 hours, I'm at 4 or 5. Husband and I had a nice little date night. We've had like 3 nice date nights,
right,
where we could leave the child with a friend. And I'm working. I'm like, okay, sis, I'm getting her ready for you for an overnight trip. How you doing?
Well, I mean, I think I had gotten to a point, because I'm back in school now, where I was like, all right, he got to go somewhere for a few hours. Because I realized it was becoming a whole lot, trying to make sure he was, fed 3 times a day, with snacks, and making sure my homework, and especially when you got tests coming up. Like I am a pretty good procrastinator, but when it comes to a test, like I want to make sure I'm straight. So I had to learn how to be okay with taking him somewhere, knowing that whoever I'm taking him to, they're willing to watch him. They're okay with watching him. He's going to be safe. And again, that anxiety does come back slightly, which is normal to say. Yes. Perfectly nothing happens to my child while I'm away. But just stepping out, just oil it, got to oil the head down. And
yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Okay, because we used to need a break. Everybody needs a break.
Yes, you do. Because if you don't get that break, you will break. And that's what we don't want to do. Our children don't deserve us snapping on them. So,
right.
Yeah, being mindful of that. So we're talking about just with our children. What are some other things that you feel guilty about? Maybe it could be going back to school. And what if I can't spend enough time with my children? Right. Some of us feel very guilty because we work long hours. You have to work so much, but the truth of the matter is you're having to provide for your household. And so I would always say, in that case, if you're working so much and you want something different, visualization is a powerful exercise. Daughter, what are we doing? Visualization is a powerful exercise for you to visualize where you actually want to be. Because guys, you have got to believe that you can create the life that you desire. All of us can. We have that power on the inside of us. The word of God tells us the same power that raised Jesus from the dead is on the inside of us. So that's something very powerful, which means you don't have to maintain like, oh God, I have to have this 9 to 5. We got this mortgage. We have all these things. No, you really have to visualize, what is it that he's called you to? Where is that financial freedom? Where right. is it? Because he's not a limited God. We limit him. And I don't know, where your faith is. I don't know what your followers believe at all. But whatever your belief is, faith is a powerful thing. That faith is incredibly powerful. So we have people who are believers in God and, that as their higher power, who have amazing things. We have people who are atheists who have amazing things. But the thing that they have in common is their faith that they could do it. There was faith that it could happen. So when you have an agreement with yourself, there's something that's so powerful, the belief within yourself, you can create anything. Exactly. You really can. So you just have to go down that path. So mine, I want to harp on the feeling guilty for having to work. Years ago, when my son was about 3, he was 3. I worked in a job it was amazing, very flexible, but I felt as if I wasn't able to be mommy. I dropped him off at school at say 8, and I had to get him out of school. I wouldn't see him until 6 o'clock. That's a long day. And at that point in time, you get your baby to bed at 8 o'clock. So I had 2 hours with my son. And that was tough for me. That was tough to think about. I'm like, I don't have enough time with my child. I want time with my son. And what I ended up doing was like, well, how can I become free enough to do it? Where is it? And so I started visualizing. I started seeing myself in that place of what I wanted to do. Right. And, also to see, is there money attached to this? And how does this happen? Well, long story short, I walked away from a job and was able to sustain us based off of what was on the inside of me to do. We all are born hustlers. We just don't know it.
Right. Yes. Well, I walked off fine in December, and to be honest, no, I'm not making any cash doing this, but I am enjoying every single minute of trying to educate people about their medical conditions, because I have the knowledge, to help other people who don't know about medical conditions and who desire to know. Yes. So Yeah, I'm at home and I am spending more time with Josiah. I do, I appreciate every minute with him. I really do. And I'm grateful to be able to have this platform to be able to walk in passion and purpose. Because like I said, I just love doing this. And there's no dollar attached yet, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Yeah, speaking by faith, it's going to come. And I don't want to sell you guys no pipe dream and believe that you're just going to walk right into the beauty, because it will cost you something.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's going to be worth it. For me, Valia's like, she ain't seen no money yet, but listen, she's still stable. It cost me a lot because a lot of me wasn't necessarily obedient. And my entire story, not to scare anybody, but it did end up going through a bout with homelessness. And all of that. And I literally lost everything. But where I am now, my stuff has been quadrupled to what I had, and to be able to get to that place of peace, because for me, what it did was it taught me I had no choice but to believe in a higher power. Because before my belief was all in me and that check, the mighty check that came in.
How about that?
Yeah. So, and I think I learned to walk away from that guilt as well. And to really walk in a place of just peace. And as I mentioned to you guys about Indiana Jones taking that leap of faith, your path is already there. You can't see it until you take that first step. And when you take the step, it appears. And also, let me just give this disclaimer. I don't believe everybody has to go from making it to rags. I do not believe that. I believe if you are around the right people, you get the right game plan, you get the faith together, that you can walk into a divine plan and still be okay, and probably start making more than you already are if you're desiring to do some type of a change. So I don't think we all have to have such dramatic stories,
right?
But there's a lot of us have that are the roadmap to like, honey, don't do this and don't do that. But so that's just something I like to share.
Well, and I just encourage people a lot of coaches have stepped out now. A lot of mentors are out there. I do encourage, if you can afford a coach or a mentor in whatever avenue you're willing to take, go ahead and sign up. It's worth the investment. I've taken courses to try to help me even boost my confidence to do a platform like this. Because yes, I've always wanted to do this, but I didn't know how to start. So yes, I did. I was in a class, and I'm going to try to get her on in the next week or so to talk to you guys. But I took, I've taken classes. I've paid for classes to help me understand and how to get where I'm trying to go. So if we need a little help, we can't be afraid to take that leap of faith. Now, on my other side, I do feel like too, sometimes, some people ask just general questions, and some people are like, we'll go sign up for my class. And I'm like, hey.
Because they're trying to, at the end of the day, it's a game too. People we gotta monetize. Y'all here have monetize.
Because sometimes it discourages people from moving forward. So I feel like if you could give a little bit and help them, I'm not saying give nothing away for free, but
give a little something.
Give a little bit, so they'll be more interested in more and wanting to do more as far as trying to sign up for more classes. But
that's very good.
I just, if you're miserable on your job, I'm not telling everybody, because everybody's not going. Everybody doesn't desire to be an entrepreneur. But if you're miserable on your job and you desire another one, get the looking.
How about that? Tell them how we manifested that. One of the this is the funny thing, a story about Valia as well. Valia was talking to me about, I think she wanted a job at the time of the VA, and I hope not to disrespect anyone.
No.
And I was like, okay, so we're going to do the law of attraction. We're going to, because I'm biblically based, but I believe in a lot of new age practices, such as law of attraction is big. And plus it's biblical, as a man thinketh, so is he. So I began to tell her, I was like, okay, vision board. Let's make sure that you do a little bit more, because sometimes when you do these little vision board parties, people go through, you make them cute, you have your glass of wine, and oh well. And literally that's it. But there's steps to this thing. So not only do you make the vision board, but you got to visualize it. You have to see it. You have to get in that thing. And then after you visualize it, you have to feel it. Really, what does it feel like for me to work at the VA? What do those hours look like? What does that look like? How does my check, what does that check look like? How do I feel? These things, once you visualize it, and then you can feel it, you'll begin to attract it. And we literally attracted that job with Valia some years ago, because that is what she wanted. So we kept it before her, that you can make sure that you're seeing it and just having time to meditate on that thing. Now, however, even after attract and get. Well, Valia, you can tell.
Listen, I mean, it worked. It did work because I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks later. I had gotten an interview with that job. I mean, I stayed there. You know, I went back to school, and that's
yeah. Which is good. So the bottom line is this: we can, guys, we can pull it in. And as Valia mentioned, you don't need people trying to make so much money. I told them. They would come today. You don't need people going after money. You know what I mean? You do want people that care about your vision. So I would say this: if there's someone you speak with, if they're not willing to give you a 20 or 30-minute consult that is free, that is something that you kind of want to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to look other places. And also, if you have someone that doesn't necessarily have someone they're talking to, I have a coach, I have a therapist, I have people that I can speak to about what I'm feeling, because especially when I'm dealing with my clients give me stuff and I need to find a release. I need to find out, how can I dump this? Or, yes, I'm praying for them, but how can I not necessarily internalize this as well, and having people to teach me, those tools. So Valia, as I mentioned again, queen of self-help. And I love it. I think it's an amazing thing to do. I think we should all be concerned about, your self-help.
Improving ourselves. Yes. And self-loving, just trying to, love yourself too. So if you have those issues there. So I just recommend, reaching out to people who have more knowledge about a specific thing than you do. Coaches, mentors, therapists. I'm big on that, especially, in this season, and me trying to juggle parenthood and trying to still be professional. That's a lot. It's a lot. So I just want, I didn't want to keep anybody warm. Gotta get to the door. And if you guys need this information, it is scrolling down at the bottom. You guys can connect with her on Instagram. And her website is www.remeetika.com. And again, like I said, it's at the bottom. I'll type it in the comments as well. Does anybody have any questions? You good? You got anything to say?
Did you ask me a question, Valia? Or were you asking them?
No, I was asking them to drop it in the comments. Gotcha. But I'm saying you can go ahead. If you want to go ahead, I appreciate your help.
Wow. Why, thank you. This was a pleasure. I'm so excited with you. I'm happy you let me speak.
Y'all sign up with Tika. You won't regret it.
You're so awesome. Valia's amazing. Neighborhood nurse practitioner. You're amazing. We appreciate you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Well, let's see. I don't see anybody dropping any comments. So you guys enjoy the rest of your week. And again, I encourage all of you to reach out and get the help that you need. And y'all have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.